So our next topic is something a little bit interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it is interpersonal relationship skills. So the reason why it's funny is because every single thing that we're discussing, I'm sure you already know it, right? However, like the Mesilat Yesharim, the path of the just, the Ramchal, Rav Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, like he says in source number 10, okay? Amar HaMechaber, right? The author says, I have written this work, I just brought from Mesilas Yesharim, okay, but it applies to everything in life. He says, I have written, and this he's talking about Mesilas Yesharim, okay? You know the path of the just, the Ramchal, okay? So all the more so with mundane things. I've written this work not to teach people what they do not know, but rather to remind them of what they already know and clearly understand. For within most of my words, you will find general rules that most people know with certainty. However, to the degree that these rules are well known and their truth self-evident, they are routinely overlooked or people forget about them altogether, okay? And this applies to what we're talking about. Basic skills when speaking to people, tools when speaking to people, which everything that we're discussing, you know already. I hope you know. And if you don't know, this is just a great thing to learn, okay? And if you already do know it, it's a great reminder. Why? Because most of you, I don't know where all of you are holding, are at marriageable age or marriage is sometime in the future, okay? Like at least like not way past the horizon, okay? And these are tools that can transform a marriage. We tend to think, marriage and all the more so relationships, okay? We tend to think that relationships deteriorate because of the big things, right? Like, oh my God, he cheated, God forbid, or she's crazy, or he's abusive, God, big things. Many marriages and just relationships in our life with our moms, with our dads, with siblings, with friends, deteriorate because of these small communications, interactions that we have with them on a daily basis, and that's how you see the deterioration of relationships. I met this couple, I saw this couple that I know a few weeks ago. It was a week after their marriage, a week and a half after their marriage. My husband and I ran into them, and the moment I saw them, I started saying, right when you sing by Chassan and Kala. And right away, she's like, oh, please, we're way past that. Okay, it's a week and a half later. And in my mind, I was like, I still think I'm a Kala. And a week in my mind, I'm like, oh no, why? If you're not relating to yourselves as a Chassan and Kala a week and a half later, right, then what's going to be in a year from now? What's going to be in 5 years? I'm sure they're going to be fine. So I have this little sheet. We'll go through it. The most of this stuff, has anyone ever read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People? No? Okay, so most of this is based off of that. Everything's in the Torah, that goes without saying. And so let's go through it. Questions? Nothing, we didn't see anything yet. Good. Okay. Number one, so I divided it into 3 categories, okay, is first things first. Like, before we even go into any sort of like conversation, before you begin a conversation, let's know these things, okay? Then we're going to speak about criticism when necessary. Yes, it has the most bullet points because that is, again, an important point. When talking to a person, right, we tend to often feel the necessity to criticize. Have you noticed that when you ask someone their opinion, either on your dress or on your book or on anything, people raise your hand if you agree, people tend to think that asking for your opinion means what criticism do you have to say? Do you find that in your life or no?
Depends on who you're talking to. Some people are very critical, so like automatically you know you're going to get a very critical answer. You're just like, okay, not going to that person. And then other people will listen and try to be sympathetic but have no idea what to tell you.
What do you mean, have no idea what to tell you?
Because they never been in that situation. They don't understand the situation you're trying to bring up, and they can't give you like plausible advice or criticism. Whereas other people people are very just critical, and even if something they've never been through, they just like to put.
Right, like right away, even if they've never been through it, it's like, well, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. Well, you're an idiot for doing that.
Yeah.
Sam, what do you think?
It depends, but I think sometimes people, that's their interpretation of why would you ask me what I think if nothing's wrong?
Right. I think that's it. You just hit on an important point, right? Which is like, if you're asking me, it must mean that you obviously know we're using dress as an example. You obviously know that you look great in it, so you want to know, is there anything that I'm not like seeing bad on this dress? Like, do I look a little bit big here, right? Is the color not flattering, right? People tend, Alyssa, what do you think?
I agree, because like you kind of have like you kind of, I don't know, you want to get further insight on like what you're shaking on, so they're trying to, they kind of know that, so they're just trying to be honest.
Right, trying to like make it, like, oh, let me fill in the missing blanks that you're not saying. Yeah. Okay, so that's why we're speaking about criticism when necessary, and then the end is keeping the peace. So let's start number 1. Very simple, very basic. Begin conversations in a friendly way, okay? When speaking to someone, and very often I'll speak of myself personally because I struggle with this, we do not necessarily know how we come off to people, okay? So I've had people tell me before, I'm doing a course in whatever, this counseling course, and the first day, everyone had to go around and introduce themselves. And so I introduced myself, whatever it was, and then someone in the class made a comment, and all of a sudden everyone else in the class joined. I don't know, they made a comment about something I said, and I said I'm a teacher. And they said, someone made a comment like, yeah, you look like a teacher. And someone else said, yeah, you look very serious and intense. And like the whole class, all of a sudden everyone like had an opinion on like how I look. There was like 25 people in the classroom, and I was there, and I'm like thinking in my head like, really? Like I think I'm like so chilled out. They're like, yeah, you look very intense. Like and people, you're much older. Actually, people actually tell me I look younger than I am. But like you have this very like intense added energy to you. I'm like, really? So we don't necessarily know how we come off. So it happens with my husband and I a lot when we're having a discussion. This was more in the beginning of marriage, when we'll have like a discussion, and I'll be talking, and I'll be like, I wasn't arguing with you. I was just telling you what I think. I was like, I'm not getting upset. I'm just really passionate about this. I'll be like, oh, and that like became like the catchphrase in our home. I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate, right? I'm like, where should we send our kids to school? Well, I really think we should send them here because it's amazing. And are you crazy? He's like, oh my God, like hide under the table. And I'm like, what? I'm just really excited. It's like, really? Do I throw pots and pans when I'm excited? But no, really, I am just really excited, right? Like, why is your face all red, right? So we don't necessarily know how we come off. There's a cute story of the sun and the wind having a debate, as the sun and the wind tend to talk to each other, okay? And the wind says, I am stronger and mightier. And the sun says, I am stronger and mightier. And then the wind says, you want to know how powerful I am? He goes, yeah, I want to know how powerful you are. And it's like when like two kids are talking, it's basically how the conversations go also. And then when kids don't mature, then you have like 60-year-old adults still talking like that. Anyway, so they said, the wind said, you see that old man over there with his briefcase and his coat? And the sun says, yeah. He said, I'll get his jacket off of him faster than you can. I am so powerful, I can just whip his jacket off of him. And the wind starts blowing and blowing and blowing, and the colder that it gets and the windier that it gets, the more the old man clutches his coat and he's holding it for dear life. And then the wind is blowing and blowing, and the old man's just clutching his coat and his briefcase. And out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So out came the sun, and the sun started getting heavier and heavier and hotter and hotter. And the old man slowly put down his briefcase. Then he like started like sweating and wiping his brow. Then he like took off his coat, and then he's sitting there on the park bench all relaxed, right? When you start conversations in a friendly way, and that usually we're going to speak about being sympathetic and being compassionate, right? People want to talk to you. People want to talk to us. This has to do with going straight into number 2, becoming genuinely interested in the other person, okay? When you are warm, when you care, People feel that. By the way, number one, begin conversations in a friendly way. We see that with Yaakov and Esav. We're familiar with the story of Yaakov and Esav. Samantha, did you get there yet with your 5 Meforshim? You were doing Bereshis? Did you get there yet with the 5 Meforshim? The 5 commentaries? No? The story of Yaakov and Esav? Okay, right, so Yaakov and Esav, we're familiar with the story. The 2 brothers, right, who he stole the bracha from him, and Yaakov finally goes to greet him, and it says, Esav is coming. His angels, the messengers tell him, Esav is coming, and he's with 400 men. And Yaakov goes, oh my God, what should I do? So what does he do? Source number 1, that's a whole list of all the presents that he sent him, right? Vayikach mincha ba biyado mincha le'esav achiv. Mincha means a present, right? Mincha le'esav achiv. Izim, goats, right? Matayim matayim utiashim esrim, right? Rechele matayim ve'elim esrim. And it's going through all the animals, 200 goats and calves and all the different hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of animals he's sending before him. Why? Because I know something's about to hit the fan. So before it hits the fan, let me show you, here are all the presents that I have, right? That bleeds into number 2, which is when you are genuinely interested in another person, they want to talk to you. You feel that they are interested in you. What do I mean? Who can help me explain that?